Peasant Productions presents The Math of ESP, why it works even if you don't believe in it. Gonna have a little bit of fun here. I have started Occupy ISS _ International Space Station as a last-ditch attempt to try and save the world, yes. I have incredible odds against me. I have the idea, the understanding that I need to create environment, I need to create food, and I will create a culture, and of course I have to have some kind of energy, momentum to keep this whole Occupy ISS going forward. Now, if I remember this one for a minute here, we come back to our miracle mindset. Now, like I say, we're trying to create a miracle. Okay, now, technically, my heart is basically pure. I'm interested in saving life on this planet, and I'm also interested in getting my butt off the planet because I don't believe in committing suicide. I believe fighting for a chance and taking a chance on fighting for it. Therefore, I have an honest reason, I have an absolute ideal belief in miracles and making it happen and making it work and creating something. Those of you that know from the earlier videos, I talk about a starship coming for me. Okay, this starship is solely my ship. Now, it might be sufficiently capable of taking care of any problem on this planet, but it's solely my ship. And the problem with that is, yes, I do have to create a miracle. I have to basically fold space and bring that ship into existence, okay? It's not going to be built, you know, plate by plate, nut by nut, bolt by bolt, laser beam burning, you know, whatever type stuff. And most of you people have absolutely no concept of creating a miracle, so you do not concept the idea that something as grandiose as that is every bit as equal to the idea of a God parting an ocean and letting Moses lead all the slaves of Egypt out of Egypt, yes. Yes. I still can't believe you people have never noticed that there were never any riots, never any problems. The elite rich just picked up the mop buckets and went on about life. Yeah. And nowhere else in history has that ever happened. But needless to say, when Moses did that, yeah, the elite rich and everybody involved, nobody did anything in that country about it. Okay. I am supplying the energy. I am putting my butt behind this and putting it out there and making these videos, talking about stuff, pushing all the energy into it. Focus itself, something meditation talks about, having a focus. Okay, yes, I do see energy coming from my heart, from my mind, and from my wings, my chaos, okay, which is energy of existence itself, so there is no limit on it, okay. And pulling that all up and out, going and passing through all of what I am, what I do, you might say, and projecting this image of Occupy ISS International Space Station to the whole world. And the whole world pieces of seeing it. I do not expect everybody. I'm not one of those people that thinks that, I do like the 100th monkey theory philosophy. It is quite easy to see in societal group that, yeah, you get a certain number of people washing their banana before they peel it, and everybody's going to start washing their banana before they peel it type of a thing, because they're following the herd, okay, the herd mentality. That's why this all exists, is because the herd mentality said, oh, it doesn't exist, don't worry about it. Fukushima happened, and to this day you would rather scream fake news and, oh, it can't exist like that. I still have people I see who believe that it's going to blow up like a bomb, and obviously they've never investigated how a nuclear bomb works, which is slapping two near critical pieces of fission material together and creating a critical mass, which then goes nuclear and explodes. You can't do that in a nuclear reactor used for power of any sort. The nuclear reactors used in ships, submarines, satellites, they can't explode. It's an absolute lie of any kind of science if you were to try and make a nuclear reactor explode, okay? Needless to say, though, you do have all the radiation being dumped out. It's showing up everywhere. You have the coal and oil industry and the mining industries dumping all kinds of toxics and stuff into your environment. So you are, no matter what else you want to say, every day now it's coming out somewhere. Somebody's admitting, yes, we are in dire trouble. MIT just admitted that all life as we know it will, or all, how they were, I think it's all human life as we know it will cease to exist in 22 years. By 2040, everything's fini, dead, finalized, okay? MIT, folks. Massachusetts Institute of Technology, yes. Those people that actually were supposed to know something, you know, it's where the big brains are supposed to sleep. Needless to say, everybody's waking up all over the place and realizing you're getting hammered. Your infrastructure is collapsing at a rapid rate. You do not have the ability to keep up with what's going on. You do not have the ability to run around and put corks in all the volcanoes, all the geysers, all the undersea vents and stuff like that. Okay? So you're in dire need of a miracle, folks. So, like I said, I've got a semi-pure heart here for what I want. Yes, I have personal interest in making it happen for me and getting off the planet. I also have the altruistic idea that I will be helping just about anybody and everybody. I mean, even Donald Trump at this point can help me get into space. I'll just kick him out of an airlock, okay? Donald Trump is a pain in the rear, and he is an extremely arrogant and pathetic person. I have all of this stuff here, which can actually pay for 100% of what I intend to do, because the food, the water, the clean air, the things that we can do in space that you cannot do down here because you are in a totally contaminated environment. How do you work on an ultra sophisticated piece of electronics or something like that? Yeah, you go into a clean room, don't you? A room where absolutely almost every single particle of dust is sucked out of the air before it ever gets in there. It's filtered out. It's monitored for moistures and temperatures and absolutely everything. What do you have in space when you're sitting inside a tin can where you control all the environment? Yeah, you have a pretty much a clean environment. So you have some place to work all the time and something to work with, okay? So the actual energy that I'm putting into this has actual feasible results. You can actually produce something up there that is guaranteed needed by these people down here on this planet right now, okay? That is how weird, when I put it all, that it is that, you know, I've got everything lined up. 35 years ago, 1983, I sent off a letter to President Reagan. I wrote it specifically to be stolen from me. I wrote it in a very special way, and I made certain all the certain things that were necessary were missing. It was built on and based by the philosophy of the human psyche at that point in time, where logic did not exist and illogical behavior did exist and was easy to manipulate. They bought it. 4 months later, the President Reagan himself got up there and read the letter basically to the entire world. I went over the TV. I sat there in a bar with my roommate Raymond and listened to it, so I know absolutely guaranteed it happened. My letter was prior to that, You're not allowed to throw anything of presidential stuff out, so that letter has to exist no matter what, thereby proclaiming all of the necessary stuff, because the envelope will have the postmark showing that it was previously received to President Reagan, announcing that stuff. You'll also see that almost everything I say in that letter is exactly what President Reagan said. So I put the impetus behind it. I need the miracle now. I'm actually flabbergasted that the spiritual realm wants me to try and do something to help humans who dirtied their own planet in such a huge way. Okay, I'm supposed to really try and do something. And because I have carried Revelations 2:17 for 30 years and know that I cannot belong to any religions, I'm not interested in starting a religion, to the point where even as an artist, I have never tried to attract a real following, because I needed to remain semi-obscure for what I am, where I am, what I'm doing. And even in my younger days, prior to getting Revelation 2:17, it was very obvious. I did not like joining groups, and I very quickly moved from one place to another, and it's like, okay, that people are from that area, and now I'm over here. This is the people I need to deal with. I don't drag a lot of people around with me where I go and what I do. I do have contacts all over the world. Yes, I interact with people all over the place, but how can I say it? I don't feel like I've got any real family out there that I got to worry about other than my son. The rest, they've never shown me any respect, so who the heck are they for me to worry about? Needless to say, the spiritual realm wants me to help you humans. I have a habit of managing to pulling things off. So yeah, Occupy ISS is an absolute guaranteed trying to make a miracle mindset. I'm putting the energy, I'm putting the motion, I'm putting the faith that I can actually try and pull something off. I may not get lots of people off, but there was a report that if you get 98 people, 98 different people, all different, different mixes and cultures and stuff like that. 98 different people, not 98 people from one family. Okay, this ain't a royal family thing. This is 98 genetically different specimens of humans, and you put them on a starship. They're saying that like in 6,000 years they reach one of these other solar systems where there might be a planet to live on. The people involved in that would have babies and reproduce and continue, and they would become a fairly sizable community over that period of time. They're called generation ships out of science fiction. Most of the generation ships were written about in like the 40s, 50s, and 60s. By the 70s, we had the ever believable warp drives and stuff. Space drives, warp drives, whatnot. But the thing is that you have 98 people to totally populate a new planet, according to some scientists. So think about it. If I'm trying to do something and I'm giving out information to everybody, and the idea for me is, hey, if I can get 1,000 people off the planet, if I can figure some way to get whales off of the planet, if I can get dolphins and fish and polar bears and stuff like that, I'm going to be happy. If 1,000 other human beings get themselves off the planet, gee, I got more than enough there to start repopulate the planet when the spirit realm decides it's time to repopulate it. So, yeah, this is a miracle, and this is all going through it. I'll probably do others of these where I'm talking about how the various bits and pieces of what's necessary to actually make a miracle happen is being displayed in front of you. Your environment is failing, you do need a miracle, and I'm somebody that just has a very high tendency to win things, so I'm gambling, 100% gamble. We'll see what happens.